Hello, my name is Jaime Martinez, and today we are joined by Principal Hayes. Principal Hayes, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for being here.
You have an amazing facility. We just took a tour. We got to see some of the classrooms and got to hear a little bit of what you guys do. Can you please share with our families and just anyone watching what makes just the New York Montessori School special?
So thank you, first of all, for the compliments about the building. But I think for New York City Montessori Charter School, what makes us really special is that we are a school full of people that represent the community that we serve, right? It's with great purpose that I work here as a father, as a principal, and really look for families like my own to be a part of that school community, to give opportunities and choice to families that otherwise wouldn't have it. I know for me, growing up in the inner city, it was very difficult to find something different, to find something that was tailored to my needs, my strengths, my abilities, and the varied nature of those things. And I think New York City Montessori Charter School serves in that capacity. And it's the reason I'm really proud to work here.
Can you tell our parents a little bit more about what does the Montessori philosophy mean here? What does that look like here?
So I think a lot of people know bits and pieces of different educational philosophies, but I think to make it simple, Montessori education means the individual, right? It means each child different in their own shape, color, size, modality, thought process, everything about them that makes them unique. It means taking that and making sure that they have all of the tools that they need to be wildly successful.
And so when we're talking about the Montessori teaching that happens here, what type of family should really consider this as an option?
The kind of family that should be here are families like mine, families like my leadership team's families, families like my teachers' families. I'm really proud to say that lots of our staff members bring their own children to school here. And a family like that is a family that has a child, right? A kid that you know is brilliant and smart and talented. And they are either really good at excelling or they struggle with finding their feet. We're the right school for each of those types of children because we approach every child individually. We make sure that everything that they need to learn by state standards is accomplished, but we also make sure that that little special piece of them, whether it's a love for music or it's studying the solar system or animals, that they're able to learn a copious amount of information about just that thing and become somebody who's going to one day be perhaps a botanist or a physician. And I think that that is what's unique. That is what I, as a parent, have been so blessed to see my own children from pre-K through 5th grade kind of grow and learn. And that's what we're looking for other people. When you walk into our rooms, they're beautifully appointed with materials that can be worked on individually so that children can work at their own pace while also staying with the expectation for their grade. So at other schools, you're only going to get what is on time in the schedule at that time, and if you get it or don't, we're still moving on. Whereas at our school, we continue to move on. The train is always leaving the station, but there are always teachers and assistants and support staff there to help your child remediate, to go over what they need to so that their foundational skills are strong.
Can you tell us a little bit about your facilities?
So we are housed in a beautiful building on 138th Street. It is a private facility, and the reason for that is at the inception of our school, it was really important to our community that the public school spaces not be used. And so as an institution, we really set out to ensure that we were always in our own space that we could maintain. The benefit to that is that we got really large classrooms, beautiful views, wonderful windows, and a lot of space to fill up with all of the amazing Montessori materials and educational materials that we have in our school. The core values here at our school are numerous, but the key core values that I'll bring to the forefront are responsibility. We really teach into the idea of kids learning how to hold on to what it is that they need to do and being responsible for doing it themselves, not needing to be mandated into following dress code or into doing their homework, but doing it because it's right, right? This idea of I do the right thing because it's right, not because someone's watching me or because I'll get in trouble. I think creativity is another key one that comes to the forefront. We encourage our students to express themselves, whether that's in their dress or it's in their writing or in their art. We want them to be sure that they know that they can push the outer barriers of what they think about on their own. I think the only way to create truly expansive thinkers is to teach them that there are no bounds, and that as long as they push themselves and they think as big as they can, who knows where they would end up. And I think that of the other 9 core values that we teach into across the course of the year, I think those are the 2 key ones that kind of come to the forefront. We really want to be sure that our kids are responsible for where they're going and how they're going to get there, with us being the motor that kind of pushes them, and that as they're doing it, they're always being creative and thinking beyond the status quo and what everybody else tells them they have to do. But really, how could they be even bigger, even better, even stronger, even smarter?
Wow, that's so powerful. And with your teachers, I know not a lot of families know about like charter schools, and then if the teachers are qualified. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I can definitely talk about qualified. So we're very fortunate to have a staff of teachers that are particularly overqualified. We have a lot of teachers who not only have their state certification, but also are Montessori trained. In addition to that, there are teachers in our building and teachers joining these training programs who are trained in Orton Gillingham and other types of Wilson's Foundations. All of our teachers have to teach Wilson's Foundations. And so everyone has not only their initial education that they come in with, but they also have the in-house education that they receive from the leadership team, from the professional developers that we bring in from the outside. And most of those programs render some type of certification. We have teachers in our school who actually work for the curriculum companies that we use now as professional developers, with their classrooms being featured classrooms. And the work that they do here at our school being guiding work for other schools who are using the same curriculum. And so I think that when it comes to having qualified teachers, I'm really proud to say that most of our classrooms have 2 certified teachers in them. And when they don't, they're apprentice teachers or teachers that are going to be getting their certification in that same year. And the reason for that is not because of any state mandate. It's not because someone told us we had to do it. It's because it's what's best for kids.
Please tell us, what grade levels do you guys serve?
So we are a pre-K through 5th grade school. So children come in at pre-K 4. Our hopes are to grow to a pre-K 3 all the way up through middle school.
Yeah.
But for right now, we are accepting pre-K 4 all the way through 5th grade.
The most amazing part of this is free. This is a charter school. Can you talk a little bit about the difference between district and charter?
So I think the largest difference between district and charter is the amount of freedom that we have, right? So I knew very early on when I sent my son to his pre-K class, and he had a really difficult time there because he was struggling with his speech skills at a very early age. And he had a really difficult time there, and they immediately wanted him tracked into a certain program, into a certain room. No one wanted to have a conversation with me about it. We weren't able to discuss it or find a program that worked for him. That's actually what brought me to this school, is that I was looking for a specialized school for him that would allow him to grow at the pace that he needed to. Yeah. And so I think New York City Montessori Charter School is a beacon for families who need a school that changes with their child. So if your child needs more kids in their class, fewer kids in their class, they need to be around a certain type of teacher or a person that is culturally similar to them, we try very hard to meet all of those different pieces and ensure that children's path toward success is paved with stones that they can walk on easily.
That's incredible. So where are you guys located?
So we are at 423 East 138th Street in the South Bronx at the corner of Willis and 138th Street. It is a hub for all of the different modes of transportation, so it's really easy to get to.
Yeah, and can you tell parents where they can find more information about your school?
If you are interested in learning more about New York City Montessori Charter School, please visit our website at nycmcs.org. There you can find calendars, photos, pictures of our classrooms, a school tour, and you can also apply. We look forward to seeing you.
And you can also find information about New York Montessori Charter School on Schola, on their Schola profile. And so thank you so much for having us. It was wonderful to be here.
Thank you.